Let me hit you with something most people don't want to hear. Scrolling short form videos all day isn't just killing your focus, it's messing with your emotions really quite badly. And I'm not talking about attention span. We already know that 5-second videos are turning our brains into soup. We've all heard the goldfish comparison. But this what I found out recently and discovered is way deeper. This is about how short form content hijacks our emotions, to the point that our brains are forgetting how to feel like a normal human. And once I realized this, I stopped watching Reels. I deleted TikTok completely, and honestly, I haven't looked back, and I've been telling everyone, my friends and family, about the benefits, or about at least how I feel having done this. Hi, I'm Freddie. I run a Top 1% podcast where I've interviewed more than 100 guests with a combined net worth of more than $3 billion, including Chris Do, Dan Henry, Lauren Tickner, and Daniel Priestley. My team and I have also helped more than 200 entrepreneurs and experts and business owners turn podcast guesting into their top marketing channel, and drive hundreds of thousands of dollars to their businesses. So let me break this down, what I mean by short form ruining our lives. When you watch short form videos, you're not just watching content anymore. You're actually being pulled through emotional chaos on a loop. 1 second it's a cute kid falling into a cake or some puppies playing around in the park. The next, it's rage bait politics, it's AI is going to destroy the world, it's Trump versus Elon, some cancer survivor story, and then a guy in a Lambo that maybe you're low-key jealous of. You go from happy to angry to inspired to anxious, and your brain really doesn't know what to do anymore. It just knows something is always coming. And because of that, or because to go viral, that has to happen, it has to make you feel something. You have to feel emotion because that gets attention. If you get attention, you go viral. So our bodies are going through this constant loop that I just don't think we're meant for. I'm certainly not meant to go through that. So the algorithm feeds you hit after hit after hit. You very rarely see a video that hasn't got a decent number of views because it only promotes the ones that are doing well. So you're not scrolling videos from friends and things that you've actually opted in to see. You're scrolling emotional triggers. And that's the part that I think is really, really bad for us, which is why I'm such a big fan of written and long form. Because just like any addiction, your brain starts craving it. Each swipe is like a brand new feeling. You know, when you're going down through Instagram or through TikTok, you're like, what's the next one? One more. You don't even realize it, but you're conditioning your brain to need stimulation every few seconds. You're constantly spiking your dopamine. You know, all the brain chemicals that are tied to emotions. Normally, emotion has a purpose. Something happens, you feel something, and you have to act on it. But with short form content, there's no action. Just constant stimulation with no release, no way out. It's like your brain's, I guess, trying to run a marathon, but there's no finish line. When I had Daniel Priestley on my podcast, must be a couple of years ago now, I asked him what AI was going to do to our businesses over the next 5 years, and his answer was quite different to where I thought he was going to go, but it's incredibly related to this video today. He said, you're going to have to decide to either consume or create, because AI algorithms are going to get so good that you won't be able to stop watching once you start. So you have to choose now, or 2 years ago when he spoke to me, to create or to consume for your future. And so if you've ever scrolled for 45 minutes and felt weirdly numb afterwards, this is what I'm talking about. Or if you have young kids or you're around young kids, if you watch them after they've finished watching a modern Disney movie or a Mr. Beast video, where they've been every 3 seconds exposed to new frames, bang, 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 changes. They come out and they're like zombies. They have no idea what's going on. And it's the same when you watch anyone finish scrolling on their phone. They're just numb. Like, you're not sad, but you're also not happy. That's an emotional hangover. You've just force-fed your brain 100 different feelings in under an hour, and now it's left to clean up the mess. You've got chemicals flooding everywhere, and it's not sure if it's fight or flight or tired or happy or energetic. It's like drinking 12 cocktails in 30 minutes on one hell of a night out. You're going to feel like death after. And short form does the exact same thing chemically to your brain. Because in reality, our bodies don't have a clue that this is technology versus, someone trying to kill us. It doesn't know. It just releases chemicals to act with what's in front of it. So our EQ is also taking a massive hit. And this is where it gets worrying for me. Because I think we should pride ourselves on our emotional intelligence and how we act around other people, our empathy and how we help others. Our ability to feel, understand, manage emotions is taking a beating through this constant short form content. Why? Because you're constantly triggering the emotional states that you didn't earn, don't need, and can't really do anything about. And when you keep doing that, you become emotionally reactive. So you know when someone shouts or they shout at a kid or they react badly to someone, it's because they don't know how to manage their own emotions. And so therefore they're reacting and showing it or putting it onto someone else. Little things start setting you off. You feel overwhelmed by stuff that never used to faze you. And what makes that worse is that you lose the ability to sit with your real emotions. Really big thing that we do is if you want to buy something or do something, wait 30 days, depending on how big it is, maybe 7 days, 30 days, 6 months, depending on what you're looking to do, and make sure that you really want that. Sit with those emotions, those grief, anger, joy, excitement. It's like when you go on a holiday. If you book a holiday 6 months in advance, that 6 months is ever so exciting, waiting for the holiday. If you book it a week before, you get the spontaneous energy, but then it's very quickly that you're on the holiday and you've sort of missed that excitement before. You know, you've flattened everything out and distorted all the feelings because you've trained your brain to need instant shifts from all the social media, or not necessarily social media, short form. It is almost always on social media though. But lots of films or TV programs, they have really quick cuts, which is the same thing. So a good example, this is where I started to realize this recently after having this conversation with some friends, is have you been to the cinema recently and you've really struggled not to check your phone? This never used to happen. I could sit through a 2 or 3 hour film, happy, phone on do not disturb, just have some popcorn, watch the film. Now I feel like I need to check the phone every 20, 30 minutes. That's what short form is doing to us. It's sapping the enjoyment of long form. And long form is where I think education really comes in. We can educate, we can inspire, we can entertain in long form. So we need to think of our brain more like a car. Watching short form is like trying to change gears every 3 seconds while speeding down the motorway. I'm speaking to you if you drive a manual car. If you've got an automatic car, this is not going to resonate with you. But eventually, if you keep doing that, your car's going to break. And each emotion you feel has a chemical cost. Every video you scroll triggers a reaction. Your brain has to process and reset before the next one. We don't give it time. We just keep scrolling. So our body's filling up with these chemicals and it's causing it stress. That's why we feel so off after binging, not because of the content, but because your brain's been overloaded with the chemicals and signals and can't recover fast enough. Whereas when you're creating content, you come away feeling excited. You've done a great job. You've been creative. Depending on your personality, that's probably going to feel good. Because most of us aren't emotionally broken, we're just overstimulated. We've trained our minds over the last probably 5 to 10 years that this is the way to do it, just to keep scrolling and keep looking for more. And we wonder why we can't concentrate. We wonder why we feel low. We wonder why we cry at stupid stuff, or we snap at our mates for no reason, or we have low morale days, and all we want to do is scroll. It's because we're not giving our brains space to feel normal. So here is the unpopular opinion. If you're struggling with mood swings, focus issues, or just feeling out of whack, the first thing to cut out isn't sugar or caffeine or alcohol even. It's short form content. I cut out all of these things for nearly a year, and genuinely the biggest thing that I found was that short form content was the one that was triggering me the most, triggering people around me the most. That's the one I would cut out and go into long form. Because if you feed your brain 50 emotions an hour, don't be surprised when it starts breaking down. You're not meant to feel everything at the same time. Short form content is what makes you try to feel everything. And that's the problem. That's what's going to really hurt you long term. I would really suggest that you start making content if you're a business owner, an expert, or an entrepreneur. Make content, make long form content, and make it hit one of those 3 areas. Make it educate, inspire, entertain. Don't think about dopamine. As always, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Ask me any questions you'd like in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next one.